Is it ever okay to homage a micro brand? Ask me a year ago and I probably would have said I can't think of many exceptions. Maybe Helm, where you've got to wait 2 years. That might be the only case where I can kind of justify it a little bit, but not until now with the Serica 5303 and the Sotos Newton. This is a Serica 5303. This is an Ipose homage to the 5303. And I've seen lots of people commenting both for and against the homage. You can argue it both ways. I've thought long and hard about this, and I feel like I've given Serica every chance to take my money and to show me that they could fix the issues with the 5303. They haven't. I've just ordered the homage. I'm still open to the Serica, but let's talk about it. So let's get straight into this. The Serica 5303, if you don't already know the backstory, it's a French dive watch. It's a really beautiful design. It's something that I've been following for a while, and it's something that has had some issues. So it uses a Sotos Newton movement, and this is a new movement. It took them 3 years to develop, and having seen multiple YouTube reviewers and lots of posts in forums, there's continual problems with this movement. So sometimes it hacks, sometimes it doesn't hack. Sometimes the minute hand just rolls forward when you're setting the time. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the movement will start adjusting backwards even when you're not in the third crown position. This is quite frankly unacceptable. Jody at Just One More Watch did a fantastic video covering the issues. I'll link it in the description, and it's well worth a watch because you'll see everything that I'm talking about today. So this is unacceptable. This is a $1,000 watch. Look at any of the Miyota, any of the Seiko, even the Seagull, even the really cheap Chinese DG movements. You know, movements of $10, $15 each. Automatic movements, the cheapest of the cheap. They move between 3 positions. You can adjust the date, you can adjust the time. The second hand hacks when it's supposed to. So to then have a movement in a $1,000 watch that doesn't do this, it seems like the brand has rushed the watch out in order to recoup some of the costs. And perhaps it should have been through additional testing and additional prototyping. So I was watching this watch for a long time because I really wanted to buy it from Serica. I was aware of the issues with the first batch, and I thought, well, they'll soon fix this. No problem, I'll just wait for the production to progress, and I'll just wait for Sotos to adjust the movement, fix the teething issues, and all will be well. And initially it seemed like it was on target for that, so early responses to people who'd bought the watch, they had a repair plan, they had people, authorized repair specialists around the world. You could send your watch to them and Serica would cover the cost and the movement would be repaired. But then what happened with the second batch onwards is where I really start to lose my patience, and where I can begin to justify, for the first time, I think, a homage against a small independent brand. And that's because they announced a response that said, it's a native feature inherent of the Newton. The time setting is a little on the soft side. These are 2 of the quotes coming from Serica. So they had the opportunity to fix it, and then they stopped offering repairs because suddenly what they initially acknowledged was absolutely something wrong with the movement became something that, oh, instead we're just going to brush this under the carpet, call it a feature of the movement. I mean, are they having a f***ing laugh? We're watch enthusiasts. Like, I assume that a lot of the people buying their watches are watch enthusiasts, and you can't just pull the wool over our eyes. Like, we're not stupid, you know. You can't just come out with this and expect people to buy it. So I feel really sorry for the people that have bought these watches, $1,000, beautiful looking dive watch, and then you have these issues with the movement. And this is what stopped me buying it. For me, the brand has had every opportunity to fix this. And even if they hadn't fixed it as yet, but they had said, you know, we're definitely working on a fix and we'll make sure all of our existing customers have their crown and stem issues resolved, and then we will focus on updating the movement, changing supplier, that would have been sufficient. But yeah, to deal with it in the way they have, unfortunately tells me a lot about the brand, and I no longer trust Serica. It seems to be this one watch and this one movement combo that is causing all the trouble. But it's so much about how you deal with the trouble. Problems can come up, you know, with any new product, and it's perfectly acceptable, but people judge you on how you deal with those problems and what your response is to those problems. And this has been an appalling response. So let's move forward now. There is an AliExpress homage to this watch, and it's caused a bit of a stir because a lot of people can understandably say, well, you know, this is a micro brand, this is not a big faceless corporation here. You know, somebody at Serica, the brand owners, have probably taken a lot of time and money to design this watch, and I sympathize with that. It can cost thousands and thousands of dollars and the rest to get decent prototypes, to go from design, from drawing something, to getting CAD drawings, to programming CNC machines for custom casing, for making custom tooling for presses, for dials, just to innovate and to make something, even if it's inspired by, you know, a load of different Omega watches, which the Serica clearly is. To still pull that all together, it's taken time, love, and a lot of money, and that makes it all the more sad that I can't support Serica because of the way they've dealt with this issue. Because I want to support the micro brand. Most of my collection is micro brands, and I love micro brands. But I've ordered this homage because I don't know if Serica will ever fix this problem. I've got a finite time on Earth, and yeah, I would like to enjoy this design, and I can't enjoy this design with the issues with the movement. And at the moment, I don't trust Serica to resolve this. If they do in the future fix the 5303, I will come back happily, and I will spend my money on the Serica, and I will sell this Ipose homage, no problem at all. But for once, I'm so frustrated with what I've seen from this brand, from this micro brand. I think that they've shot themselves in the foot, and I was willing to give them every chance to fix this. So yeah, I've seen lots of comments about the Ipose homage this watch, and lots of people saying it's not fair. I can sympathize with micro brands that have their design stolen for homages, and factories just cutting out all that marketing, all that design cost, all that tooling cost that they've prepaid for, and then trying to sell it at a cheaper price. But this one time, I do not have any sympathy with Serica, because, like I said, I gave them every opportunity, and I was willing to buy that watch. They haven't fixed the issue, so that's my take on it. So it's a bit of a rant rather than the normal review, but it's nice to chat about some issues in the watch industry, and I'll occasionally do more videos like this if I feel strongly about something. And as with anything like this, I'm sure there's so many different opinions on it, so I would love to hear yours. Keep it respectful, but I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments, and have a good debate about what you think. And if you are looking for a review, this Satina was an absolutely cracking watch. I highly recommend checking that one out. And yeah, I look forward to reading your comments, and I'll see you on the next one.